So now on to the more difficult items. This is also for the couple, but as you can see from my movements, this is one present one does not have to turn. That means with packaging you don't want to turn it upside down, and with the people unpacking you don't want to see it upside down also. So you have to put it this way and then close it here, so they package from this, yes? But of course this will look not as beautiful as you would wish. Well, there are two options. As you can see, it's already in a nice box, but I bought it in a thrift shop, so there are little issues with the box. The most disturbing one is this one. So there are two options. I could put it in wrapping paper, or because it's nice that it's in a heart shape already for a couple wedding. I'll show you what is inside. Carefully, carefully. This is on the inside. And this is also not very luxurious, so I will remove that one, or I will, it's tissue paper but it's not beautiful, so I will keep it this way. I hope you can see. That's more luxurious. So, okay. When you open the box, oh, this is also not very luxurious, but maybe I can put, no, that's okay. Okay, now very carefully, see. You see what it is? It's a tea set or a coffee set. They like tea and they like purple. As you see, it's a wonderful item already because of the box. So you can either put it in paper and do it the way I will show you later on another item. That means no turning, but looking as good as possible on the top. So they will open it this way, but it will also look good, so you don't have to turn to show good side, bad side, open it. It saves a lot of turning if you do it this way. But in this case, I like box. That box is not perfect on the outside. I will tell them, of course, that they are thrifted, but they are thrifters themselves also. So it's not a problem. Also, a tip, if you thrift something for somebody, unless it's totally new in package, and no one will ever know it's from a vintage, a thrift store or from vintage. Unless it's in perfect condition, and you don't know if people are open to thrifted gifts or if they thrift themselves or so, I would not recommend giving a clearly thrifted gift, because A, it might come over cheap, even if you spend the amount that normally by buying more or something like that. But also they could find it unhygienic or something like that. So I only give people with thrift gifts, say that 10 more times. I only give people with thrift gifts if they are open to it themselves or are used to giving thrift gifts themselves or etc. In this case, these two people or three people, if you count the future husband, are open to thrifting. So again, back to topic. Simple solution in this case will be this. On the most ugly space you can put this, but it looks a little bit out of balance, so I have to think about it a little bit. because normally you would put it in the center of the gift, but on the other hand, it does not look too ugly. And I know that American bonbons are also sometimes packaged in boxes like this, and then the flower is not in the center but also at the side, so I could go away with it. But let's test, because this is really a kind of red, and it does not want to be used. What we also have to keep in mind, I will be packaging also this one, and I want to put, I had this one in mind, so maybe I do not have to reserve an item like this one, or should I? Maybe. Oh, I'm already planning, because I will be using this paper for the larger box, and this one could. I know it's not the same kind of pink, but it does complement it, and I also had bought, but that comes later. I will explain that later. Yes, I think, okay, I will keep this one. So, what we have possible for this one is this, which I do not find it very chic, I think. But on the other hand, look, I have a small one, which I could put there, but I think this will look, no, not really, no. So, either this one or this one. But I think this one is more stylish. So, the dilemma of packaging this or giving this as a hard present with contents, I think I keep it in the heart. So, those things, which I have in several colors, are coming with a peel of back, and are self-adhesive. So I will put this off, pull this off, and make sure it sticks thoroughly. I have to push it in a little bit, but I will do that from the inside, so I will not flatten it. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it's from a good heart. Then we go on to a very, I call it a dilemma package, as I told you before. This cannot be turned. I will show you now by putting the camera on it. This one I bought because their celebration will be small and on a tight budget. And I bought this on Vinted. This is a thrifting site with second-hand items. It's clearly not new. Absolutely. But as I told you before, they don't mind thrifting. This is kind of to help out and make their wedding a little bit more festive, with nice champagne glasses, and cake, shovel, I don't know the correct word, and a cake knife. These are probably maybe for the rings or the favorite wedding picture, and maybe, I don't know what this is, but it's kind of vintage, of course, but it looks luxurious because it's in grey satin. Still, you don't want people to turn it over to unpack, and I don't want to turn it over to wrap it. So this is the ultimate dilemma, which we are going to solve kind of creatively. So stay tuned. I will switch back to me on the chair. Well, I see I have made myself a difficult decision to go for this paper because it turns out to be foil. That has its advantages, but it also has its disadvantages. As you can see, it's too short this way. But also, well, because it goes over and back, you will have 2 times this to cover the sides. So I will be going this way. Packaging. Well, as for not turning while packaging and making sure people do not turn it over to unpack, we have to close it here. But as I told you before, that does not look very inviting. So what we are going to do is first do it the way we have done with all the other packages. And then try to camouflage the line which will come here. We could also play a little with it and create the line here, for example. Because we probably will be going for a ribbon that will cover the line. But if you end up here with your closing line, not a clothing line but closing line, the ribbon will come here. That's okay, especially if you want to use a more decorative ribbon and go the cross way, like this. So then it's perfect if you end up closing your paper here. So you can use a broad ribbon crossways with a nice bow on it. If you want to go, that's a kind of traditional way of doing Christmas presents, etc. Which I might show you later if I get to packaging Christmas presents. In this case, if you want to go for a little bit more modern, you might think, and one ribbon, so not the cross version, but one ribbon like this. And a card, for example, which I will show you later, and topping. This would be a good one also. Okay, when I wanted to show you a difficult way of packaging, I did not realize how difficult it would be, because it's of course foil, and foil foils my plans a little bit. By being a little bit stubborn. Again, a lot of tape. Also try to keep this as tight as possible by adjusting everything you put silicone. But also keep it smooth, so you do not crinkle it. It's a delicate balance. So please, if you are not that handy like me, go for paper. Okay, this is how it looks at the outside. This is how it looks, careful, as you can see, upside. I will turn it now because it's closer to the camera. Now we have to camouflage this. As I said, I have deliberately chosen for this place to put the opening. That means we have to find a ribbon that is enough to cover it. As I told you before, I will explain something. Since I could not get a nice budget label in a color that fitted this, not paper but foil, I bought a bag which is meant for putting a present in. But I bought the bag because of this. Let's see. Yeah. It was hard to find something for a wedding couple, so I went for congrats. Also because the color kind of, not perfectly, but still it complements the paper. Now I have to decide how much of the ribbon I want to use. I will keep the bag, of course, after I have demolished it, because even with the ribbon removed, you can reuse it or put another ribbon through it in another color. So let's see. Well, kind of this is made to prevent it from going to the holes. But it does not really look good. I do not want it on my package. I hope you can see. So I'm putting that on. This, by the way, will have the risk of the ribbon. I had to look better because, as you can see, this is not really the side of the label. So I'm going to go here, go this off, as short as possible because I need as much ribbon as possible. What we now have here is the ribbon with the card. That is something I want to put on it, definitely. Then, as you know, I have found this one to be okay, and it's also the same region of the ribbons. But, as you can see, I would not have enough ribbon to cover this, because you see, it's short. I can either pull this one out and hope it's enough. That's kind of better for the unity. So, and otherwise I could use, as you see, there's a ribbon to complement this. I hope you can see it, this one. So, in emergency I could use, but it's dots on hearts. This is acceptable, but this will make it look cheap. So I'm hoping that this can be enough to cover it, and I can camouflage it. So let's go for the here also. Okay, but let's measure. Okay, it would be enough. So, in general, you get this idea. The card and the ribbon here. Like this. Probably I will make the ribbon go that way. But there are two ends of the ribbon. So I have to think about how to look, the end is no problem, and this end also, but you have to camouflage the overlap. So this will be the general idea. I hope you can see. This will be the general idea. And until now, I don't think I will have to use this. What I'm going to do now is decide where I want the concrete plate to be and how to best disguise the overlap. I think it will not be that. Oh, I could do the overlap at a point where the card is. So look like this. Like this, and then the card will fall over it and you don't see it. So I have to arrange it in a way so it covers it and the concrete is covering the overlap. Okay, and one last look. It starts at the fold there, double folded so it does not go. Here the card covering the overlap, and then goes here and ends there, and this is the total look. Okay, not perfect, but as you can see, nicely festive. And it prevents from turning over and turning over and turning over. Well, goodbye all. And if you enjoyed this video, please react, like or subscribe.